Larry was feeling very sorry for himself. Recently, Taylor had had a bad accident on the coastline because he accidentally left a switch set to a dead-end sighting after picking up a boxcar. He still did his work, but he was very sluggish and down. Everyone was worried about him, even Khadijah. "How are you feeling?" asked Kevin. "Awful," groaned Larry. "But Larry, like Egan and Ray said, it was only an accident," Cristin said. "And they completely understand because the weather was bad," added Kryssy. That still didn't make Larry feel any better. Just then, Mr. Campbell walked up with Paul and Miss S. "We have some developments on Taylor," said Mr. Campbell. "What's going on with her?" asked Danielle, worried. "Well, when they started to examine her before repairing her, they found a lot of other stuff wrong with her. It turns out the water damage was worse than first thought, and they found a lot of other stuff mechanically wrong with her." "So what does that mean?" asked Kryssy. "It means," said Miss S., "that we're sending Taylor to the other railroads to be repaired at their works. She was taken there on the freight train this morning." Larry just looked sadly down at his cowcatchers. Paul then turned to Larry. "Larry Egan called and he needs you to meet him at Otisville." "Why?" asked Larry. "You'll find out when you get there," said Mr. Campbell. "Now get a move on." "Yes, sir," said Larry, and he quickly puffed away. Larry made his way along the main line and soon arrived at Otisville. When he puffed into the freight station, he saw a mallet locomotive that he recognized instantly. He was surprised. "Nia!" he exclaimed. "Is that you?" "Yes," replied Nia. "It is me." Nia was Taylor's cousin. She was a 4662 mallet-type locomotive. Larry had met her twice when she came to the Southern United Railroad. She didn't visit often, and both times she came there, the furthest she'd been down the Southern United Railroad was to the steelworks. "What are you doing here?" asked Larry. "I can answer that," said Mr. Egan. "The other railroad was kind enough to not only repair Taylor, but to let us borrow Nia for a couple of weeks. Now, Larry, we need you to get turned around. I want you to lead Nia to South Plainsville. She doesn't know the line." "Yes, sir," said Larry. Soon, Larry and Nia were coupled up to Mr. Egan's business car and they set off. Although Larry still felt bad about Taylor, he was happy to see Nia. They arrived at South Plainsville at sunset, where Larry introduced her to the other engines. "Okay, Nia," said Mr. Egan. "You will work on the coastline with Kryssy and Danielle. You will start with Taylor's passenger train in the morning." "Yes, sir," Nia replied. "Danielle, you have to leave early tomorrow. I want you to drop off some ballast at the new branch line and then work the Otisville turn." "I will get it done," replied Danielle happily. "Okay, now Kryssy. I need to take a train of ore from Denville to the ore docks at Glendale Seaport." "Yes, sir," replied Kryssy sadly. Mr. Egan turned and walked away. "What's so bad about ore trains?" asked Nia. "Because," said Kryssy, "they're the worst behaved freight cars on our railroad." "Yes," replied Larry. "From what they lack in size, they make up for in obnoxiousness." "Oh," said Nia, "I see what you mean." Unfortunately for Kryssy, the ore cars were in a particularly bad mood the next morning. They spoke rudely to Kryssy as she backed down onto them. "Look at crusty Kryssy. She can't pull us. She can't pull us. She's no use at all." "Wow," said Kryssy. "Why are they being so mean this morning?" she asked. "I don't know," replied Dominic. "I know they tried to push Manny off the line this morning." "Oh," said Kryssy. "Well, I hope I make it to Glendale in one piece." "Me too," replied Dominic. And as soon as the conductor was ready, Kryssy puffed away. Not long after Kryssy had left, Nia came in with Taylor's daily passenger train. Manny, the narrow-gauge mallet, had just finished assisting Malcolm with a freight train up down a pass, and Fredrick was arranging a work train. "Hey, Manny," said Fredrick, "look at that engine. It looks like a bigger version of you." "You're right," said Manny. "It does." Nia stopped at the station alongside the two engines. "Hello," they said. "I'm Fredrick." "And I'm Manny. Who are you?" "My name's Nia," Nia replied. "Are you new to the railway?" asked Fredrick. "No, I'm just filling in for Taylor. I'm actually her cousin." Fredrick and Manny were surprised. "You're Taylor's cousin?" "Yes, I am," she chuckled. Soon the passengers all boarded, and Nia's conductor was ready. "Well, bye, Fredrick. Bye, Manny. Hope to see you two again soon." "Same to you," replied the two little engines. Meanwhile, out on the coastline, Kryssy was having trouble with the ore cars. Hold back, they said as they slipped their brakes on. Stop that, shouted Kryssy, but the ore cars just ignored her. She began to climb the hill. Her fireman pulled the standing gear to lay sand on the rail so Kryssy could get a good grip. But it did no use and Kryssy was moving no faster than walking pace. She went slower and slower until she finally stalled halfway up the hill. Now what am I gonna do? Said Kryssy angrily. Nia was making her way along the coast too. She spotted Kryssy's train ahead. Slow down, driver. Looks like they're in trouble. She stopped right behind Kryssy's caboose and called out, Kryssy, are you all right? No, said Kryssy, annoyed. I can't make it up the hill. Huh, said Nia. Looks like I need to help you then. But what about your passengers? Kryssy asked. I can take them too, said Nia. Nia carefully coupled up to Kryssy's caboose and began to push. The ore cars tried to cause trouble, but they were no match for Nia. Kryssy pulled hard in front and Nia pushed hard from behind. Soon they finally reached the top. Nia's passengers cheered. When they arrived at Glendale Station, Kryssy stayed with the passengers while Nia pushed the ore cars to the ore dock with no trouble at all. When they arrived back at South Plainsville, Kryssy and Nia told Danielle and Larry what had happened. That was amazing, Nia, said Larry. You made the most troublesome cars on the railroad behave. I wish I could do that, chuckled Danielle. Nia, you did a great job, said Mr. Egan. And in light of today's events, I have a better job for you. A better job, said Nia, surprised. Well, it actually all made sense. Mr. Egan assigned Nia to mostly freight trains, since she was a stronger engine and she could get the cars to behave. Take care with Miss Nia, they warn each other. She's real strong. Playing tricks on her is not worth it. The ore cars learned their lesson and say nothing at all.